Hi Aquarius, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of March, as usual, I have a special sales offer available that it's inspired in the current Pisces season we're on. If you would like to know more details about it, you can read in the description box, where you can also find the current list of reading services I offer. If you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Aquarius, I'll be channeling messages for the collective of your sign, and then we'll tie it together also with the messages that will be showing up. I feel like many of you could be afflicted upon something, like you're praying to the skies, you're praying to God, to the universe for something. Like it feels like a little bit desperate energy, or afflicted. Again, there might be agony taking over you or upon a situation that is, really providing to you feelings of anguish. I feel like for some of you, Aquarius, there's a test of faith. There's a test of hope upon things, and how you let yourself either be led by a divine energy and a divine influence, or by, the lack of it. So your spirituality and your relationship with something higher than yourself is quite important here. But I also feel like for some of you, it's like you're in between these two realities, where you have a divine or a more spiritual, religious perspective upon something, and then you have like a more egoic, earthy, kind of limited notion of something. And you're like in the middle of these two energies, trying to hold space for integration, or you're divided. Like, what's the truth? What do I trust? What do I choose? There can be a presentation of two paths for Aquarius that are very distinct and very opposite in its nature. Now, for others of you, this is going to be, felt and experienced not like in that, with that cover, with that appearance, but by others, in the sense that you might have dilemmas occurring a lot throughout the next weeks, in the sense that each dilemma is going to present to you an option, a choice that, again, it's more inclined to your spiritual awareness, and others that is more inclined towards your ego, and the lower aspects of your desires, meaning that you also might have here something where you have this hunger, this craving, this yearning for something very powerful, very potent right now, and it might present itself in two ways. Like, you can access that manifestation through, again, a more spiritual path, or a more human one. But in this human path, there might be, a lot of things that you might need to do or experience that come from the lower frequency of desire, that might get you in trouble, in the sense of enslaving you through obsession, addiction, compulsion, insecurities, fears, a lot of those kinds of traps. I do feel like you know that there's options that are going to take you into problems or trouble, and others that might be more easy and liberating and healthy. But the desire to get it done, or to get it's so powerful here that you might not care so much about consequences. So your choices are really important right now. How you choose to, what you choose to do, what you choose to say, who you choose to be at the end of the day. Also, it's quite strong here. But I keep getting like, you don't know what to do. So that's, again, why the energy of asking to divine influences what you should be doing, asking for a sign, asking for meaning, for purpose. It's really significant here, because you know that you need to do something, but at the same time you don't know what it's right, what's the best thing to be done, or you want a sign. Some of you Aquarius just want a sign to know what is versus what isn't. Now, I do feel like you might be condemning here someone's actions, someone's doings, or you could be also condemned, judged, heavily judged actually. I do feel like there's something very heavy when it comes to judgments, and it's like a karmic moment that is kind of getting to you. So the good things you have done coming back to you strongly, but also the wrong things that maybe you've done, you know, a long time ago, and they're now assaulting you or assaulting your awareness or your life for some reason. And you're in the middle of this, like, am I a good guy or am I a bad guy kind of mentality. Or you're also struggling to see, you know, if something or someone is the good or the bad. At the end of the day, I feel like the next weeks can free you from a lot of things that have been suppressing your true essence and your authenticity and your ability to be as authentic as you need to be to move forward with your life. And the next weeks can be very life-changing, because it's going to, depending on what's chosen here, it's going to shift the direction, the narrative of how things have been for you. So it's a very important moment. Don't second guess the importance that things have right now, because it would be like the energy of the fool. It will be a mistake for you to think that whatever happens right now, it won't change everything around. It's a very again, life-changing energy occurring here, but you again might struggle. Three of Swords. There's something about the way this is presented, the way change is coming, that is bringing up a lot of, for some of you it's bringing up dirt. So again, things of the past. It could also be bringing up again just a lot of wounds and a lot of unforgived energy that maybe you thought you didn't have, but it's still there, and you're coming to realize that it's there. And it sucks, right, when we think that we have successfully moved on or healed something, and then we're bumped into this notion that we didn't. It sucks. It's not pleasant to go through that moment, and you just might need to again I keep getting like there's this influence of you just surrendering to how things are right now, because fighting against whatever truths, feelings, difficulties are coming is going to get you to be in an even more difficult position where, again, anguish is really troubling you. There's something agonizing. You could also just be worried, very worried about something. I feel like you might be worried about someone's well-being. There's something here, or a situation where you don't know how it's going to go, how it's going to end, if someone is going to make it or not, recover or not, get their life together or not, especially for Aquarius that are dealing with parents' energy or grandparents. There might be issues with important family members here. Scaring you, or there might be again family injustices and karma, unhealed situations within the family spectrum that are coming up right now, either because there's something going on that it's agonizing again in the family world or reality, or because you are triggered. There's going to be an important trigger here, but it's like, it feels like, you know, even if the trigger is minor, it's going to get put here, things in question, and it's going to promote a lot of big changes. I do feel like also you can be healing from rejection here with the Four of Cups. You could be healing from something that scarred you when it comes to feelings of rejection, abandonment, or not being taken seriously as you wanted to be taken. There's something here about the loud, sincere or honest apology. Very, again, loud here, which I feel like it's like either you're going to have a moment where you're going to put something out, like vent upon what hurts. If you need to apologize, apologizing, but also if you need someone to apologize to you, demanding that kind of energy, you might demand an apology, or someone might demand an apology coming from you, because I just feel like there are a lot of things that, again, have been suppressed, and when there's that suppression, we can go, for months or even years without it being, anything, and then it starts to be a big thing. It's that feeling like a thorn that, it wasn't bothering you until now. Something is going to start to bother you quite a lot. And the purpose of this is to free you, but also, in a sense, there's a karmic experience about this. So your relationships right now and the way you're dealing with the most personal, intimate, family-oriented energies right now are significant. For those of you that could be this sense of you feeling mocked, played, because again, you're not taken seriously upon something, and this hurts. So maybe you grow up in environments where you were not validated, your essence, your truth, your thinking, your ideas, and that is coming out big time out of your, like, this feeling of, how could you do that to me, or why didn't you listen, why didn't you took me in as a part of, again, the whole, even if it's not in terms of your upbringing, a situation you felt somehow mocked or played, like you felt like you ended up being in the worst position when it comes to that. Like, in the package of it all, you felt like you were left in the most unfortunate position. Like, something was not fair here. Now, in other senses, I do feel like if someone is coming in with an apology, which for many of you might, the Four of Cups here might put you in a place where you don't want to listen. You don't want to listen. You can have a tendency to sulk or be in a more emotional, immature response. But know that anyone that wants to reach out right now could be help in disguise. Help. I really feel like this help sent by God. So it's like there's difficult, perhaps, conversations or apologies that are important to have, even if you don't want to, or you don't want to revisit in depth whatever that harsh conversation is. There's something about it that it's for your benefit. All right? It's like to properly have, a closure upon situations, understand also the perspective that you were not having of the other side, or to free you, to make amends, to promoting you a sense of being okay with something for good, and not just the pretend, like put it in a band-aid, right, upon that heart space. So be careful about declining opportunities to heal, basically. Opportunities to forgive, opportunities to revisit issues that you know deep down are still a problem for you. I feel like you might just feel also very scared about how things are going in the world. And at the same time, there's a feeling of both feeling afraid and then feeling bored and discouraged with your reality or how things are experienced for you right now. Yeah. Hanged Man. This is a moment that it's incredibly it could be incredibly uncomfortable. So the discomfort that could be felt is real here, but at the same time it can be so life altering, because you're going to shift your perception upon something that has been holding you back for a long period. And you can still feel like you're hanged. So you're torn, you're a victim, or you're in a huge period of needing to sacrifice a lot of things to gain answers or to gain something in return, and you don't see the return yet. But at the same time, it's like the Hangman and Three of Swords is like things you have been, again, maybe unconsciously, maybe not, but for the majority of you, it's like unconsciously suffering for a long time, that you need to be free from this so then other things can happen. So a more satisfying, fulfilling, especially emotional reality and spiritual reality can take place. So I hope you have a great mid-month. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.